Hello, folks. Back with the latest Star Citizen report here. We all had a look at the dogfighting reveal at PAX East, so that's going to be the big news today here. And so, welcome again, your host, Thamin. And right here, Memo.
Hey, folks.
I got Woopnyo.
Hey, everybody.
And got Arleeya back again. So, just jump into things. So everyone, and a new look again for the show here, a new 4-window appearance here.
I like
really
it. It looks pretty cool.
Yep, Dark Raven made a new one. Have a very talented group of people in this guild here to help get things like this, like Twitchcast, the show's running, all this technical behind the scenes stuff here too.
Still looking for more members.
Yep, and one thing I'm going to show here, as I have a little delay. Now, what I'd hope to see a lot of in PAX East is, I show you that picture of the Hornet going down in flames again. I want to see a lot of that.
Yeah, when I'm able to stream the game and I'm flying my Hornet, you will have your wish.
Didn't get to see quite so much as that as we'd like, but it's in there. And the thing I was going to start with, we got a few things. So the first video I was going to get to in a moment, they showed a bit of the debugging and behind the scenes in the Wingman's hangar before. They showed another version at the PAX East reveal, but I'm going to borrow footage from the Wingman's hangar version and show that. And we're going to take a look at the live stream itself and do a little commentary on it. And then we'll still have some other news here because we passed another... they released their news on alpha slots, and if you don't have an alpha slot, how to still be able to get involved in some of these alpha releases. We hit we hit the 42 million goal, so we'll go over that in a bit, and as well a few other things with Wingman's hangar and 10 from the chairman. Without further ado, I was going to show about a 3-minute video clip from that Wingman's hangar about all the bugs that creep into things. Things which are entertaining for us to look at, but must be hard on a programmer to see going on. See.
Yeah, there were some hiccups during the PAX presentation. Quite a few hiccups, and I think we're going to show you some of them trying to scramble and work through those problems.
Alright, so I'm going to do this in the background here. Let me pull this up. So this is the little bugs video they showed Wingman's hangar just before the PAX reveal.
Not kidding it. Here it comes. So now, last night was the first night that we actually got to dogfight in a
I like the new RSI burning.
And it was interesting how they watched the dogfighting module and they still got all these little digits and numbers clouding the screen.
What the hell went wrong with it?
It looks amazing.
When I first jumped
Well, look
into
at
the
the
game,
detail.
my ship started violently spinning in a circle. I don't know why it does that. That's for the smart physics people to figure out.
Looks like they're actually having fun playing it than just making it.
Overcome the force that was being applied to it, and so the IFCS is programmed that.
Can you imagine every day it gets better and better and better, and then we see it and it's like, ooh.
Hands off for a minute to let that collision resolve so that it's not being stopped and constantly fighting.
So I just ejected.
So I did think of some of the interesting things where they talked about, like ships endlessly spinning, or a collision with an asteroid hangar that kept trying to resolve, kept bumping themselves into each other.
The missiles that would do more damage than possible.
Thousands of damage. Kaboom!
Look at that. And here we have the very multicolored asteroid out there.
Yeah, it's amazing. Need to be playing on a bigger monitor, though. I mean, that looks tough.
try animation invalid button?
I think we need 3.
Yeah, I'm really scared.
Yeah, that
because
would
I
be a
want
nice
somebody
setup.
cooking right now. I'm working
Yeah,
on
maybe I'll have to talk my wife into that. For some reason, I do need like a 52-inch gaming monitor.
Good luck with that.
Looks like this build is crashing.
Not 3
A
52
little more than
inches.
last build, but we're getting a lot of information from each
There's a dirty joke in there somewhere I'm not touching.
It is true.
Yeah,
You
there's-
need more than one screen these days, so I'll need a few of them.
That deadline where you start to see all of these different systems getting pushed together, and it starts
Get to see them using
coming together
Oculus
right in
Rift
your eyes, and
too.
the rate at which it's coming together starts to accelerate and accelerate and accelerate, but you still
I
have
can't,
that
I
hard
can't
and fast
imagine
deadline,
this
and
show
you're
with the
hoping
4
that
of us
the
with
curve is fast
Oculus
enough
Rift
get you
trying
where
to
you
fly
wanna
and
be.
talk to people, and we're like,
You
eh.
actually have to be there. That's probably
That
the
would
most
be
scary
pretty
part.
good,
Seeing it
'cause
all come together in one
Watching
time
other
is
people
fast.
play with one on is fairly entertaining as well.
Here's your soft drink.
Alrighty, so coming back from that, so that was the first taste they were kind of showing leading up to PAX, so we could kind of see some of the bugs. Of course, I suppose what they couldn't have anticipated was we still saw our share of bugs when they were setting up.
Nothing's perfect.
Yeah.
Whenever you create something new, like you want to show it off to your friends and stuff like that. And of course, the best thing that can ever happen is it breaks or blows up or explodes. And they had the best time with it. You're like, no, I spent all this time on it.
And you know they were, I mean, they were busting their butt. Even the Wingman's Hangar 64, where I grabbed this footage, there wasn't any forum feedback or a number of other things because everybody was busy. They were all busy getting ready.
Very busy.
So, did everyone get to watch the live stream that night?
Yes.
It kept being delayed, and I ended up catching a highlight reel later on. Mostly looked like a collection of the stress and issues, but I did not make it for it. How about you, Whoop?
Yeah, I watched part of it. It looked like it was in a bar or something like that, and the group was pretty rowdy. They kept on yelling, crash it, blow this up, shoot up this. And Chris Roberts is like, okay, hold on, guys. I'm still trying to figure out how to fly. But whatever.
Yeah,
I was there
didn't
from the
try to-
beginning. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, me and Arleeya were both in the room. I've tried not to take down too much of the volume here because, especially as we go in the next part when he first gets out of the hangar, people were cheering. There was a lot of energy in that room. And I believe too those poor people, because it did start about 50 minutes late, and it was like standing room only in that room that they were showing it in.
They had to install PowerPoint.
Yes.
Oh.
And there were 24,000 viewers on Twitch. I remember looking at that when they started broadcasting. So
That was amazing.
And so, like I said, they kind of, I'll get rolling the video in here in a moment, but you know, they started by opening in like another bug video, a little different than the one I just showed.
We had an opportunity to hear the new music that they had, and the bitching Betty, the voice that came up. So they have a girl that's going to actually be doing your computer in your head type of thing as you're doing stuff.
It works well for Unreal Tournament. Why not here too?
Come on, like that. So I think I'll go ahead and actually get to this first. Now, this first video is also relatively short. It just focuses on when he first took the ship out of the hangars. So it's about 2 minutes on it, and it's only 2 minutes, as you will see if you didn't see what happened when he first brought his ship out of the hangars. All right. So we see him right here, putting the gloves, going through the hangar door, and as he announced, this was the first PBR look we got of the Hornet.
All right, so one of the things that we're doing for Dogfight is everything's moved to PBR. So the ships are PBR'd. The hangars right now are in the process of being PBR'd. So this is
Of course, you have to do it 3 times.
Oh, well, we're in the hangar. Let's go do something, though.
Now he gets up in the Hornet, so I thought this was awesome. The lighting was dark, but the lighting inside the cockpit I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah.
And there's a helmet on the front, and he does this fancy flip to get it on.
Memo, do you do this in your hangar every day?
No, I don't know that I've been. I don't know that you can. Can you get in the Hornet yet? If so, I have not got in mine.
Oh yeah, I've gotten in the Hornet. And I do have that special version, the 2-seater that came out in...
Yeah, I've got the combat one.
The M.
I've got whatever the military, the military version, the M.
Alright.
When they offered that for that
2-seater
special
with the
sale.
ball turret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. F7CM.
So I'm showing you, so he thought this was great. He's kind of showing us stuff. He flies out of the hangar, and he goes to this scenic view where he's looking back at the ship.
Whoa, whoa.
And crash.
Yeah, I want to play.
Okay,
This makes me want to play.
we're gonna start again.
Yep, crash, bang, boom.
One more time.
Looks like a model plane hitting a wall almost.
Yeah.
You know, the ones where you used to have the rubber banded the wings on, they'd hit the wall and just fall to pieces.
That's what's just so surprising too. And here he is, just eases forward, and the whole front end of the Hornet came off. You saw
all the pieces
the
just
nose,
kind of
the
fall off
canopy.
like it's scotch taped together or something.
The guy's just
Damn it.
kinda
That's
rolling.
encouraging. I've got one of those.
Really good damage states.
Yes, yeah. But I'm thinking that's a Hornet with the glass jaw right there.
Yeah. Need to see the guy tumbling off through space.
Well,
It's
there
like
was
a-
one point.
Go
Sorry,
ahead, Whoop.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
There was one point in the video where he's actually trying to crash the Hornet, and he's trying his hardest. Like, he tries to take off a wing, and he clips an asteroid, and then he hits another part of it and just bounces straight off of it, and the asteroid keeps on moving, and he's like, "Oh, I'm in God mode. I forgot about that."
And then he goes to land.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, we got that coming up here. I'll get that video rolling next. I do notice it was around that time when they were trying to kind of fix things, and he talked to the audience. He talked about releasing things in a week or so. Later in the video, he said end of this month or start of next month. So, you know, he still gave a near future but rather broad time range on when this will be ready.
Maybe around June.
Yeah.
Very possible.
In fact, it occurs to me before I roll this next one. Think about those folks, the folks that wanted to see this in December. Now, granted, they would have been going off CryEngines. They wouldn't even been building their own thing. And I think that much shows that it wasn't ready then. And it would have been that much more of a waste of time if they'd bothered to do it that way rather than do from the ground up, this way.
Double work.
Yeah.
They don't even have a demo yet. Still working on alpha. So
Well, just wait. I mean, yeah.
I don't want to wait. I want to blow stuff up now.
Yeah, I'm with Whoop. I want
Okay.
to blow stuff up now. I'm ready.
All right, let me get this other one rolling. So, and now this is the third flight, because the first flight he crashed. The second flight he started off chasing after one of the Hornets, saw very cool locking on, and it froze. So this is the third flight, and this was by far the longest continuous we got to see in the game.
The second flight is where he has the classic line that everybody wants T-shirts and coffee mugs for.
What did he say?
Oh, he said,
Yes,
I can't
mature,
move. I can't
mature
shoot.
language warning.
All right, here we go.
We've got some stuff on that I uploaded too, but yes, he even voiced his frustrations at some of this, and everyone was with him.
Yeah, the clips I saw of it looked like he was getting very frustrated as well. Which, weren't they using borrowed hardware for this anyways?
They did have some borrowed computers, but now, and you kind of see, I thought this was cool. We're seeing how you're seeing shields get hit. We're seeing how the lasers going off. We're seeing the pilot
Handy radar. Look, see
being
there.
affected by gravity,
Oh, by the way,
as well as
some
this
G-force
cool
effects right there you just
missile
saw.
locking system.
Pull too many G's?
And when me and Arleeya was watching this live, as he pointed out, you can plainly see everything on the left there too if a gun starts overheating or something like that.
wonder what's going to be on the right.
That
That's your
looks like
ship.
a 3D representation of your ship. Maybe shields showing what shape you're in.
From what I can
Damage
tell,
state.
it looks like your ship is on the left and the ship you're targeting is on the right. You see this guy's
So
shields
he's
too.
after a Hornet.
Yep.
I like the reticle.
Yeah,
I don't
that is
understand why they
nice.
have to keep doing it though. It's distracting. It takes away from the dogfight.
Lock on.
And he definitely was too, like getting a lot of his kills
think we
with
have
the
one
missiles.
glass
I mean, he was
left.
peppering them
So-
with the laser, but see here he
So
starts
here's
to
one
black
other
out
thing,
again.
right?
You see how
That's
dark and
G-force. If I'm
kind of
talking
black and white the
G-force.
screen gets.
No,
Just about blacks out on it here.
he destroyed the ship,
Which, by
and
the way, you can see if I go to
the-
if I go to the outside mode, let me just
the
show.
two Hornet images,
There
right
we
and
go.
left.
So here we
I
go.
think left side indicates your state, and
Now
right
let me
side
just,
indicates
lock
your
the camera up
movement.
See the G-force on
That's
the
fine.
there's the G-force on the guy.
Now there's another part coming in just a few seconds where he almost collides with another asteroid, so everyone was like, everyone got a chance to yell again.
Yeah, that is awesome looking. I'm still with Whoop. I want to play.
Oh, good save.
And he's also going to start showing some of that Newtonian physics, like he'll fly backwards. He kind of will walk us through the
Get
demo here,
cocky.
showing the
Watch
strafing
this.
and such.
You guys want a Newtonian mode? What am I doing? I'm going backwards. Newtonian mode off. Here we go.
It's
And
pretty nimble.
Yeah,
And let's not hit him. Let's just go
that's
to
where
the
one of
Yeah,
that
you see?
the Hornet's
The
strength
other-
is
so
going to be.
basically we have what we call
a
decoupled
nimble
mode,
gun
which I
platform.
decoupled when I was moving forward. You
You're gonna be
saw the
J-turning the whole
The other
time, aren't
side
you?
of decoupled mode is
I'm going to be crashing into stuff the whole time. I'm telling you, I need to get a scythe with that giant blade on the wing so I can just run into stuff.
left or right, or up and down.
So I was really glad that he got this long run, because not only where it showed so much of the Hornet in combat, but where he kind of plays around with the movement and the Newtonian physics here, and gets to give you a taste of that, how that thing can move. Now, with this thing, you literally let like pop out behind an asteroid and duck back.
Oh yeah.
See what else we got here.
No, he can do that. Whether I can do that or not, is not the same thing. I mean,
Well,
I noticed
you know-
that he's playing with pretty much like your standard, game style console, port
And then I think
controller.
Some of you guys have noticed.
Yeah, it's a PC controller now.
The HUD's still a
Yeah,
work in
well, yeah,
progress,
but
all the,
us old timers remember those as console controllers.
all 3D.
Yeah, once we get our joysticks and once we've practiced for 1,000 hours.
Now, this part was a little false excitement, because for some reason
I think I've actually
his
already
system
killed this guy,
targeted a
so
Hornet that was already dead, and he was shooting away at it before realizing it. So just one of those little bugs popped up, targeting a already shot down ship.
Well, he might not be dead yet.
Yeah, no, I actually.
Hey, you always,
killed him.
double tap.
He's
It's
dead.
one of the rules.
Yeah, he's all, he's
There you
just
go. He's
basically
not just going
pieces.
for knocking out the
He's
ship.
already
He
dead.
wants to knock out the pilot's last
So my
life.
HUD actually shouldn't have targeted him, but
Imagine that's going to be a popular thing to do.
The amazing thing about that Hornet is, when it unloads everything.
That's the
I
only
mean-
button
Yeah.
that Memo knows.
Yeah, that's my main button, everything. But, the dogfighting module's cool, but imagine coming down the road and we'll get to see some of the other big ships in combat, like the Constellation, or the Idris, or the Freelancer, or one of these bigger ships, in a combat situation. That's real exciting to think about.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for the Starfarer.
Oh, yeah.
How many guns we got? One. How much fuel are we carrying? 75 tons. Okay,
Just have to
let's
ram
ram
him,
it.
that's all.
Yeah.
Let's
Firebomb.
ram it. Yeah.
Backwards.
Into the Newtonian mode that we move and we go back and
Liking
forth.
some of the stuff
I can
she's
put
shown
the
here
IOTS
too, because
back
he's
on.
just showing things
But the
off where
thrusters are all
it's
doing
really
everything, so that
scenic. I
means
mean, the
that when
detail, the
parts
clouds
you
and the
get
planet
damaged, you center
below,
mass
Yeah.
change,
the lighting on the
thrusters
ship,
go off,
and he
you
gets
won't
into
handle the track
about
the same way. And it
30
makes
seconds
actually
from
a-
now,
it's a
he'll
whole
actually
bunch of
start
nuance to
shooting
how
apart
you
an
fly and
asteroid.
what you do. And then additionally, when you're in
And that's what we were talking the last time about the not vectors,
Mining?
like Minecraft and all that. Was that?
Mining?
Yeah, mining. And you're saying it was, it's not vector mining, it's something else.
Voxel.
Voxel based, there you go. It doesn't look like it's going to be voxel based mining, it looks like it's going to be voxel based asteroids. So when he blows them up, it'll be in different chunks of stuff. That's how they're using it.
And then
Yeah,
the
that would be good to give you random shapes every time instead of hitting multiple asteroids and they all split apart
Yeah.
exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you could do that for terrain, period, pretty much, I would think, and that would be fantastic. Or any of the destructibles.
Oh, in the first-person shooter, that would be great. They also talked about, didn't they talk about the zero-G effects?
Well, he showed plenty of just the.
Let me see if I can hit something. Hang on a sec. I think
You're
I
talking
got
about on the
some,
big ships?
You know what? Let me find some asteroids I can shoot.
Yeah, it was one thing I was going to get to is the Wingman's Hangar question. They said one thing you can do. Here's where he blows up the asteroid. He said one thing that you can do is a person commanding a big ship can turn off the gravity and try to mess up your borders that way a little bit too. Although, you know, then there can also be gravity boots the borders might buy, so, you know, a lot of strike, counter-strike, you know, ways to do things.
How do you board a starfare? Very carefully.
With a match.
You don't want to go in there guns blazing.
That's where the crossbow is going to be useful.
The crossbow.
Yeah. Fireworks factory. I can't see. Light a match.
Oh.
Yeah, that's amazing
It-
looking.
It's so beautiful just looking at the planet below you, knowing that one day you'll just be able to fly right down and land once they get that done.
I don't think flying down
wait for
onto
that,
it
too.
and landing is what is on our mind as much as flying down and crashing on it.
Or finding stuff on the surface to blow up as well.
Yeah.
Or
Now this,
run into and blow up.
Now this right there, you can hear how excited the audience is because he's going to intentionally crash the ship. He actually knocked a chunk of a huge asteroid off in pieces because they pretty much made his ship kind of invulnerable. So you got people hoping for the big crash, and he's just bouncing off the asteroids.
I need one of those ships.
Yeah, and
Saying.
it was almost like Wile E. Coyote does everything. The ship doesn't break, and then he decides to put the landing gear down.
Yeah, no, I do have fairly
Wah,
invulnerable
wah,
mode.
wah.
I don't think I'm going to have much call for landing gear. That
My
would imply
question,
that I'll be in a position to land at some point.
my question was, when you leave the hangar, do you have control, and it sends you outside, or do you actually have to go outside? Because I could probably die before I even get out of the hangar.
Yeah, very valid point, Arleeya. Now I could probably be coming out of that hangar and take the whole ship with me.
So now here he's trying to line up with just happens to be floating out in space this little landing pad, not really connected to anything, but yeah, at first he makes it look so easy where he's just kind of lining up, you know, nice and slow. You can see all the little thrusters on the Hornet reacting real time, pushing it around, swiveling and moving. Real nice physics in the game.
I like that. It's nice and smooth.
And he's doing it with, the controller he's doing it with implies a minimum of buttons as well. So I'm wondering how much of the stuff works together, and how much you're actually controlling.
And boom, he blows up. Alrighty, so glad we had that one, like I say, about 10-minute segment that we got to see a lot of eye candy of the ship and what it could do, where he engaged those ships and kind of showed you how beautiful the inside of the game looks.
Looks pretty awesome outside too.
Yep.
And now I was trying to look at. He goes into the well. Before I'll say it, he goes into talking about Arena Commander, which is what they're going to call the dogfighting module. But with some of the stuff, like, they went in to try to show the dogfighting, and then there was a lot of problems. They had a lot of problems getting it up on the screen. They had problems where at first, Chris Roberts gets in, he's like, I can't move, I can't fire, and they were just showing him. They weren't showing the screen. I wanted to see more of what was going on the screen.
Yeah, you know what Chris Roberts looks like. We all know what Chris Roberts looks like. Let's see the screen. I did watch some highlight videos the next day, and it looked extremely frustrating because you could tell the product was there. And what I did get to see was absolutely amazing looking.
And he said a few things. This is why I say the warning, the little mature language part of the show, because when he went and crashed, the first thing he said, this is BS. Of course, he said the other, but I'm just saying that, and that got captured and thrown in images all over the web. Throw that up here. I got amazing the the artwork that came out of the community after he did that. Now the community has been really supportive, given everything, even that happened at the dogfighting module. They've kind of laughed along with him at that comment.
Well, we're all backers. We're in this for the long haul, so we can occasionally groan and moan, but we are in this till the end, pretty much.
But then at the end, he said, let's go again. So that was like, come on, yeah, we'll do it.
That's awesome.
And that was good too. They wanted to, still keep doing. Of course, and we wanted to see more too. Keep trying, keep trying. There was still some re-series of another arena.
That's nice. Yeah, that's, me and Whoop have discussed this on many occasions. We want to see gameplay. We don't, the lore is fantastic. Show us some gameplay. So now we've got to see some gameplay, and it to me looked amazing. I still just want to play, though.
It's going to be even more amazing. I mean, it's going to be so immersive that I'm turning off my phone.
Yes, I can see some more vacation time coming when I get to mess with some of this stuff. All right, so I should we should go into a bit about that Arena Commander, how he kind of, because he goes all out, like even a game within a game, and he advertises it like they would advertise it in real life. The whole Arena Commander was done in the same style of Wing Commander, if you had that game. Alright, going through my notes here. They mentioned that there are several different modes you can enter as well. There was one of them you can just simply like free flying. You can fly around and mess with it. There's a battle royale, a squadron mode, a capture the core, which is a capture the flag version, and there's a Vanduul Swarm for their horde mode.
Huh. So is this going to be like player versus player, or is this going to be PvE based playing here? Because capture the flag and stuff is not going to be any fun against AI players, to be honest with you. So I was wondering, is this player versus player?
Player versus player.
Imagine most of it's player versus player. Now, granted,
I would as well.
The Vanduul Swarm, the horde mode, that could be either way.
That could be that's kind of mixed in there, but capture the flag is classic PvP. There's not a PvP game out there that doesn't have some mode that's capture the flag.
It does say too the matches can be ranked matches or private ones.
Well then, yeah, it's definitely PvP. They wouldn't rank PvE. Good
And
news.
leaderboards by not only pilots but organizations.
Ooh. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
After 5,000 hours
He's the
of
top of it.
practice,
I don't know. I liked PvP, so it's not ever a focus of a game for me, but I do enjoy it. Not that I'm fantastic at it or anything, but I do enjoy it in games, especially where there's going to be some ranking, and I imagine there will be some significant rewards for participating in it as well.
one thing I learned about flight simulators and you're doing PvP, if your wingman is shooting, don't cross in front of him.
Yeah, that's always bad. You notice I said participating, not winning. I said participating.
I go on to of course they made it different because the first Arena Commander is also the first iteration of the dogfighting module. There's Arena Commander 2, Revenge of the Vanduul, which features the multi-crew ships and the single-seat variants. So then I'll finally maybe see my two-seater Hornet come into play. Arena Commander 3, Heart of the Empire, which is going to include first-person shooters, boarding party, capture the Idris.
That also sounds like PvP matches. Like you'd have one team on the Idris and one team trying to board the Idris, and that sounds, very, battlefield planet side like. Very interesting.
And this is
about
all
that before.
simulation.
Yeah.
It's not going to cost us anything for our own ships because it's all based in simulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you first said that, Arleeya, I was like, well, yeah, I mean, it's simulation, man.
Well, a game within a game and a chance to practice the game before the full version's
Yeah.
released.
Yeah, as backers, we'll be in on all this. So if anybody's still on the fence, you want to be involved in this.
Come kill Memo.
Come kill Memo over and over and over again.
And Chris Roberts wore a prototype Arena Commander shirt. So he says look on that to go on sale this summer. Yeah, another item to entice money into the...
No joke.
Well, for the Arena Commander Pass, it's $5. Plus, you need to have a package. If you already have a package, you do not need the pass.
Right, and that's out of the fact that these alpha slots are gone, or they were just about gone.
They're gone.
They're gone.
They're
so
gone.
If you missed out on alpha slot, your only chance to play in these modules is these little $5 passes for a specific portion of the module. So you can get in, you can get into what part you want, but
So I have a question here, as long as we're discussing this right now, and I'd seen this brought up on the forums, but if you have a package that has alpha slots with it, and you gifted that to someone, that gifts them the alpha slots, right?
Correct.
Because, I mean, I don't know that I have two packages, but I know several people do. I think I have a package and a ship, an additional ship.
Yeah, packages had alpha slots, so they wouldn't stack in the same account, but yeah, if you gifted a package with an alpha slot, then they got it. And they did confirm there will be no more alpha slots added.
It's a good way to drive up revenue as well, I mean, without requiring a huge investment.
Well, they made, they're at 42.5 plus.
42.5, probably into this next week, we'll see 43. What comes at 43, it was the, I was talking with Steele about this, the armor, yeah. Or Whoop today, we might discuss that, about the armor, and that's fascinating as well. But I mean, we don't really have to sweat these things in the 40s. When we get to the 60 millions, we'll have to be wondering about what's coming then. But all this stuff from 40 to 50s, kind of a foregone conclusion, if not 50 and up.
Yeah.
Well,
and and we saw all the goodies that we've unlocked with 42 million. There were quite a few with that number.
The Moby Glass, wasn't that 42?
Yep.
The towel and the Gladius.
You can't travel the galaxy without a towel, and I know me and Whoop talked about that today.
And they showed two pictures of it. One of it pretty greased up. So yep, you get the towel for their hanger. You get a distinctive Mobiglass exoglass rig, which you can also access the Observist at any time. Which that's what is the Observist? I thought that was one of the,
Galactopedia.
yep. Expanding the website of Galactopedia, so it will have holographic ships, interface in 3D. The Gladius will be an additional fighter for the game.
Light
A-
fighter.
Let's see. Single seed ship with no room for expansion, fast, maneuverable, and capable of punching far above its weight.
Sounds kind of like disposable.
Hmm.
Mustang? What?
Yeah,
Mustang, yeah, sounds disposable.
a
like
Mustang with a bigger engine.
Single-use spaceship.
TIE
Go in,
fighter.
guns blazing, don't come out. Yeah, a TIE fighter. They weld the door in as you get in. You're not coming out. You'll come out the big hole that the lasers make.
It even comes with a panic button.
I do see in the, yep. Shrasky, hope he gets Mark Hamill to play someone. I'd like that too.
Yeah, we would all like to hear his voice.
He's not confirmed much,
Especially
but he got him to work before. And
Yeah. That was kind of a low slope in his career at that point, too. So that was awesome. But yeah, I hope he gets a lot of good voice actors. We had a voice actor that was on the show that I hope Brigand makes an appearance. You know,
Yes.
he was fantastic.
and he speaks several languages, so I might get into not only just a character for one, but a multi-language character. I mean, it's futuristic Earth anyway, so that still leaves open a lot of real Earth things to kind of go in.
Yes.
And they announced the $44 million goal, a new hangar room, stellar cartography, a 3D holographics map that expands as you explore. You can add notes. It's your digital diary. It was the big thing that I've been voting for, just extra hangar room. Just like that.
Yeah, well, I'm going to mention it because I mention it every show, but I still want to see a work in progress of the scavenger ship. You know, that was one of the stretch goals. We haven't even seen a rough drawing of that yet. Come on, folks. Make Memo happy.
Let's see. So, folks, also, if you go to that announcement of the $42 million, you can also vote for the next thing you want to see when we hit 43 million. Assuming we ever hit 43 million. If there's any doubt we'll ever hit 43 million.
There's not much doubt. I'm thinking, talk to me when we're closing in on 60 or 75, or, they do another sales push where they release some stuff and put it up for sale. We're going to see a couple million tick off real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, that voting is 25% for the mystery object.
We have a
I was
question here. Someone was asking about, I'm looking on the page, and they don't make it easy to see what offers beta when purchased. Do we have any idea
Has
what
to be the
packages are still offering beta?
Yeah, they're normally supposed to list it. Usually, like if you're looking at the same of two ships and the more expensive package.
Yeah, any of the packages that aren't just a single ship. Let me try and pull one up here.
Because I think you'll not only say beta, it'll have credits with it and the manual. If it's a ship by itself, you'll just say the ship.
And the hangar.
Yeah, they should be listed under game packages.
Yeah, beta
Here's a
access, nothing
single
about
ship.
alpha.
Here's the single ship packages, and they come with. Yeah, they come with beta access. Yep. Here's an example of the Cutlass. Yeah, that would be the Cutlass, and if you go back from there to the main menu, you have under the categories, you have game packages. All those packages under that come with beta access.
For the YouTube people, he was typing it in our chat on our Twitch channel. So if you catch our live shows 6 p.m. Central, Standard Time every other Saturday night, you get the interactivity and see us live. All right.
I'm looking through the packages, and it looks like only one doesn't have beta access. That's the Aurora MR, top right-hand corner for $30. Everything else looks like $40 and beyond has
Yeah,
beta
anything
access.
over that.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be the only one in there, but it's the nothing. The ships is just your add-on ships you can do, but you can do single. I mean, they've changed this a lot since we bought in, guys. It's totally different from what I was looking at when came in as a veteran backer.
Okay.
It was not easy to navigate then.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and try to hit into some of the, Wingman's Hangar, 10 for the chairman, because we're already kind of running on the
Getting
end of the
long
show,
on time.
which is not surprising. There's a lot to cover.
Yeah, there's a lot
We
to
like
cover.
talking about this game.
It was an exciting. Since we can't play, we want to talk about it. It wasn't exciting last week, though.
All right, so fly through here. He did say, Chris Roberts did hint he wasn't sure if the game will support all the ambitions of Operation Pitchfork, but he did confirm that player-driven events can appear in-game in Spectrum Dispatch, which is the game's in-universe 60 minutes. So you can get yourself as a player on there. He did talk about how capital ships kind of work with a lot of teamwork. And a commander for that can see a holosphere, digital versions of ships in their positions, assign them targets like you're playing some real-time strategy game in the command module there, sending personal messages to players to tell them where to go.
Almost like a raid kind of frame screen.
Yeah, they get good players who actually listen though. And try to do that a lot of times in Battlefield 2, 3, 4.
All the players in
Yeah.
Grievance are good players. What are you talking about, Whoop?
Ours are good ones. They still might be, okay, I'm shaking a missile lock and I'll be right over there.
All right, good players versus players who listen.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we got an ace team here. Racing. There will be circuits for racing, in-game betting. It's planned to be a sport, which I hope
Gambling
so.
in game. Awesome.
Organization-owned hangars and ships can tax and tithe members and loan ships out, and members can, park their ship there, because otherwise what are they going to do? They came in
We
a
know
ship.
who our hangar manager is going to be.
I don't know.
Who?
I wonder. The guy with all the ships.
Yes.
He's gonna charge you a tax for each one of them though.
Yeah, I think by default, because all you have to do is say, okay, I need about 5 spaces. I want to bring the Idris in this time, get some work done.
I don't believe the Idris is going to be able to be in a hangar. I think we're going to have to park it outside in the station.
Yeah.
Let's see, some more 10 for the chairman questions. He indirectly stated how info runners are going to work, because he said even though communications are kind of beamed around the galaxy, light speed, so news travels fast around systems that have relay stations and robot messengers that go through jump gates and broadcast to the next. But in lesser civilized areas, important data is going to depend on these info runners. They won't have those relay stations. Can be dependent on those players.
Well, we could always give them false information too.
Yes.
Whoops! Already planning.
Well, if you pay attention to like 40 million, 38 million, that's when they were talking about the ship that can not scavenge, the one that would change communications, that would electronic warfare. So if you can get a hold of one of those information runners, you can change a few pieces of information, give false, give real, things like that.
That was
That
what
might
they
be fun.
called it. Wasn't it called the information runner? Wasn't
Oh,
what
there
that
you go.
ship was called?
But
You got
can
it.
intercept them. Yeah.
You got your Class C Musashi for smuggling that looks like a standard heavy load ship. So you put those two together and have a couple of Hornets defending, and you guys could rock and roll.
I'm looking forward to that. All right. They did say characters can gain notoriety in the Galactopedia, which I think it kind of ties back to the earlier question. They did say players can have their own personal log or ancestral tree to look back on their character history. Because again, if you're just catching up, your character can die and you hand it off to the next character. And
There only needs to be one sheet, the obituaries.
Yeah. Or multiple sheets in some of our cases.
Well,
They do say that there's confirmed there will be large-scale events in the game whether it's a galaxy conflict or some large-scale planetary disaster. So players will get a chance to be a part of, those events. They did say that as much as the ships have critical areas you can hit, it's the same for a player's body. So that, there will be decent damage in a first-person sense. You could lose an arm, get a robotic one. They did say player characters can save players in a med bay, perhaps, saving a life of that player. I thought that was pretty good too. The game's full of mini games.
Nice.
You got 5,000 on you? Oh, you're gonna lose that arm.
Let's see. Going through a few things here. They did say they are thinking that some of the jump points won't be stable enough for some of the larger ships to go through. But they're still working on the pros and cons of that. It adds a new sense of strategy to the game, but it sounds like they're still balancing out whether they like that idea or not.
I like that idea. Not every ship is accessible everywhere you go. Little places to hide, little like spider holes, whatever.
Unless you have one of the big ships, and then
Yeah.
it's not so fantastic.
Well,
We don't have any of the big ships. Arleeya has some of the big ships.
Yes.
well, wait. What about the special ships for the exploration that they are going to make? Those ships are going to have to be small enough to fit through those holes.
Yeah, a while back they did say that a Constellation was probably the biggest ship that could,
Well,
like, first time navigate a jump point or a wormhole, whatever you want to call it. But,
a lot of those other ships are about the size of the Constellation as well, right?
Yeah.
The ones
Freelancer.
Yeah.
And I think that was still kind of early info, so obviously, one of the things that they're still looking at, how they're going to do the game mechanics.
I think they should make it about the size of the Freelancer.
Okay.
Because you gotta be able to get the fuel out there, right? No, that's a Starfare.
So I think I'll throw out the last couple things here. They did confirm again that NPCs that you use long term will level up and get better as you use them. Different characters, though, may have different skill caps that you only learn over time. And there was other comments like when they were showing off the G-forces in the dogfighting video, that suits can be upgraded or made to lessen the effects of blackouts and severe G-forces.
That's cool.
I think that's most of the biggest and most important notes I took out of those.
Well, with that Mark 9 that we're supposed to get at 43 million, that's only for the Marines, correct? That's not an actual fly-around suit.
Well, when they mention it out there in development for the public, I kind of imagine that I bet you that somehow the public could get access to it, one way or another. That might be questionable, though, how you get it, but be in the game.
You got to go into that sector that you're going to get really shot bad up in.
Don't worry, you'll never have to land. You'll be okay.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Last impressions of that dogfighting reveal?
Wonderful.
Very cool.
Give me more. Give me more.
Yes, I think the overall sense was we still loved it. We all feel sorry about the bugs. We want to get in our hands as much as the next person. But it was very good seeing how some of this is coming together.
Oh, once we get that arena commander, we're going to squash those bugs.
There you go.
Yep.
Yes, folks, remember that. When we get our hands on it, fill out those bug reports. They're going to happen. But we get to play this game. Look at how involved we get in this game so early on. All right.
The excitement can be heard in the other room.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Folks, again, thanks for watching. We always appreciate it, whether you're a
Thanks,
live
everybody.
member or on YouTube. Give us some likes. Check out Grievance Total Gaming Network. Check out some of the other games we're involved in. We've got lots of guilds and embassies across numerous different types of, numerous genres.
Almost every game that's out right now, somebody's playing.
Yeah. if you're playing it, someone in Grievance is playing it as well.
Yes. And we don't get jealous when we're playing one game and somebody goes off and are trying out the other game, because we want to try them too. We're all gamers here.
What are you talking about? I get jealous all the time. What do you mean you're in that beta? I didn't get invited yet. What?
All right, folks. See us again. Like I say, our next show, May 3rd. Yes. And my calendar course didn't go to May. It ends at about April 30th. So
May 3rd.
May 3rd.
See you
we'll
all
see
May
us
3rd.
again.
Bye now.
Bye, folks. Have a good evening.